how the Persian Empire was established, and what a shepherd had to do with it. Welcome to the first episode of our Achaemenid Empire series, The Rise of Cyrus the Great. This story begins not in the halls of opulent palaces, but amidst the rugged landscapes of ancient Persia, where a nomadic people known as the Persians laid the foundation for an empire that would forever alter the course of history. This empire, with its humble beginnings in Persis, a land bounded by the Tigris River to the west and the Persian Gulf to the south, would eventually encompass a vast territory spanning from Egypt and Anatolia across Western Asia to northern India and Central Asia. Around 1000 BCE, Indo-European tribes known as the Persians migrated to the Iranian plateau, settling in a region encompassing northwestern Iran, the Zagros Mountains, and Persis alongside the native Elamites. These early Persians were divided into several tribes, the most powerful of which was the Pasargadae. From this tribe emerged the influential Achaemenid clan, taking their name from Achaemenids. Early Achaemenids ruled over a small Persian kingdom in Anshan, in present-day Fars province, under the suzerainty of the Neo-Elamite and Assyrian empires. Interestingly, there are conflicting accounts regarding the early Achaemenid kings. The Cyrus cylinder, the oldest extant genealogy of the Achaemenids, provides the list of the kings of Anshan as Teispes, Cyrus I, Cambyses I, and Cyrus II, also known as Cyrus the Great. However, the later Behistun inscription written by Darius the Great claims that Teispes was the son of Achaemenids and that Darius himself was also descended from Teispes through a different line. Notably, no earlier texts mention Achaemenids. These differing accounts add a layer of complexity to the early history of the Achaemenid dynasty. The early Persian religion was polytheistic and had some similarities with the Vedic thought of the Indo-Aryans who settled in northern India. This religion was characterized by dualism and the veneration of fire as an embodiment of the divine. The supreme god was Ahura Mazda, with other deities such as Mithra, Hivarkasata, and Anahita also playing important roles. The prophet Zoroaster emerged sometime between 1000 and 600 BCE, preaching a new vision of this religion that emphasized the eternal struggle between Ahura Mazda, the god of justice and order, and Angra Mainyu, the god of discord and chaos. Zoroaster's teachings would have a profound influence on Persian culture and religion in the centuries to come. Before the Persians ascended to dominance, the Medes, another Iranian people, held sway over a vast territory. The Median Empire, established around 678 BCE, played a crucial role in uniting various Iranian tribes and regions under a centralized rule. The Medes, renowned for their skilled cavalry and strategic warfare, successfully challenged the Assyrian Empire, weakening their control and creating opportunities for Persian expansion. They established their capital at Ecbatana, a significant political and cultural center in ancient Iran. It is worth saying that some modern historians are skeptical about the existence of the Median Empire as a centralized and cohesive state. Rather than a structured empire, as depicted in later Greek sources like Herodotus, they suggest Media may have been a loose confederation of tribes. This view is supported by the lack of direct contemporary evidence, as archaeological findings and Near Eastern records provide little confirmation of a unified Median state before the rise of the Achaemenids. By 550 BCE, the Median state had fallen to the rising power of the Persians under Cyrus the Great. Cyrus rebelled against his Median overlord Astyages, rallying support from discontented Median factions and influential Persian nobles. This alliance enabled him to overthrow Astyages and establish Achaemenid rule, marking the transition from Median dominance to the rise of the Persian Empire. Cyrus II, later known as Cyrus the Great, a charismatic and ambitious leader, ascended the throne of Anshan around 559 BCE. Cyrus, a descendant of Achaemenids, inherited a legacy of leadership and a vision for a united and powerful Persian Empire. The Greek historian Herodotus provides the most detailed account of the legend surrounding Cyrus's birth and rise to power. According to his narrative, Cyrus was the grandson of Astyages, the king of the Medes. Astyages had a troubling dream in which his daughter, Mandana, produced a flood so vast that it overwhelmed his city and all of Asia. The Magi, his court diviners, interpreted this as a warning that her offspring would one day overthrow him. Fearing the prophecy, Astyages married Mandana to Cambyses, a Persian noble whom he regarded as far beneath a Median ruler. However, when Mandana became pregnant, Astyages had another ominous dream, this time, a vine growing from her womb that spread across all of Asia. The Magi again warned that her son was destined to take his throne. Determined to prevent this, Astyages summoned his pregnant daughter to his court, and once Cyrus was born, ordered his trusted nobleman Harpagus to kill the infant. Harpagus, reluctant to commit the act himself, passed the task to a royal herdsman named Mithridates. Coincidentally, Mithridates' wife had just lost their newborn child, and she convinced him to spare the infant prince, raising him as their own. To deceive Harpagus, they presented him with the body of their stillborn son, claiming it was Cyrus. As Cyrus grew, he displayed natural leadership and an authoritative presence that set him apart from his peers. One day, while playing a game in which he was chosen as king, he punished the son of a high-ranking Mede for disobeying his orders. The boy's father, enraged, reported the incident to Astyages. When questioned, Cyrus confidently defended his actions, stating that as king, it was his right to enforce his rule. Astyages immediately suspected the truth. This was no mere herdsman's child. Upon further inquiry, the shepherd reluctantly confessed, confirming that Cyrus was indeed the king's grandson. Astyages, realizing Harpagus had deceived him, exacted a gruesome revenge. He secretly killed Harpagus' son and at a royal banquet served the unsuspecting noble a meal made from his child's flesh. Harpagus, devastated but outwardly composed, swallowed his fury and swore silent revenge. Years later, Harpagus found his opportunity. He secretly contacted Cyrus, now a young man, by writing a message on a piece of parchment and hiding it inside the belly of a skinned hare. A trusted messenger disguised as a hunter delivered the hare to Cyrus, instructing him to cut it open. The letter urged Cyrus to rise against Astyages and seize the throne. Cyrus, emboldened by the message, rallied several Persian tribes to rebel against Median rule. With the support of discontented Medes, including Harpagus, he launched a revolt. In the ensuing conflict, Cyrus defeated his grandfather and overthrew the Median Empire, uniting the Medes and Persians under his rule, thus laying the foundation for the Achaemenid Empire. With the Median Empire under his control, Cyrus embarked on a series of remarkable conquests that expanded the Persian Empire's reach far beyond the Iranian plateau. His military campaigns were characterized by strategic brilliance, tactical innovation, and a surprising degree of tolerance towards conquered peoples. Cyrus first turned his attention westward, towards the wealthy kingdom of Lydia in Asia Minor. Croesus, the Lydian king, sensing an opportunity to expand his own territory after the fall of the Medes, clashed with the Persian forces. However, Cyrus proved to be a formidable opponent. He led a counterattack, capturing the Lydian capital Sardis in 546 BCE and bringing Lydia under Persian control. Croesus's fate is debated. Some sources suggest he was executed, while others, such as Herodotus, claim Cyrus spared his life and kept him as an advisor. The conquest of Lydia was a significant turning point, upsetting the balance of power in the Near East and bringing the Persians into direct conflict with major powers like Babylon and Egypt. It marked the beginning of the Achaemenid Empire's rise to prominence on the world stage. Next, Cyrus set his sights on the Neo-Babylonian Empire. In 539 BCE, Cyrus the Great launched his campaign against Babylonia, defeating the Babylonian army in the Battle of Opis before advancing on the capital. According to some accounts, he entered Babylon without significant resistance, as internal discontent and opposition to King Nabonidus had weakened the city's defenses. A later Greek tradition, particularly from Herodotus, claims that the Persians employed a strategic diversion of the Euphrates River, lowering the water level to allow Cyrus's troops to enter through the riverbed and bypass Babylon's formidable walls. However, Babylonian sources such as the Nabonidus Chronicle suggest that the city surrendered peacefully, with Cyrus being welcomed as a liberator. Regardless of the exact method, Babylon, the greatest city of the ancient world, fell to Cyrus, marking the end of the Neo-Babylonian Empire and the beginning of Persian rule. The capture of Babylon was not just a military achievement, it held immense symbolic and religious significance. Cyrus, recognizing the importance of respecting local traditions, presented himself as a legitimate successor to the Babylonian kings, even participating in Babylonian religious rituals. He adopted the title King of Babylon and inherited control over Mesopotamia, Syria, and Palestine. Following the conquest, Cyrus issued a decree allowing the Jewish people who had been exiled in Babylon to return to Jerusalem and rebuild their temple. This act of tolerance and respect for religious freedom had a profound impact on Jewish history and further solidified Cyrus's reputation as a benevolent ruler. While expanding westward, Cyrus also faced challenges in the east. He had to consolidate his power over various Iranian tribes and quell rebellions that erupted in response to the changing power dynamics. Cyrus led expeditions into Central Asia, subduing rebellious tribes and establishing garrison towns to secure his eastern frontiers. He extended his control to regions like Marv and Samarkand, further solidifying his authority in the east. Cyrus's military successes can be attributed to several factors. He was a skilled strategist and tactician, able to adapt and learn from conquered peoples. He developed an elite corps of warriors, including the Immortals, a highly trained unit of 10,000 soldiers. Furthermore, Cyrus employed innovative tactics, such as using camels to frighten enemy horses in the Battle of Thymbra against the Lydians. His ability to move his armies quickly and decisively often caught his enemies off guard. Cyrus was not only a brilliant military strategist, but also a wise and innovative ruler. He recognized the importance of efficient administration in managing his vast and diverse empire. He implemented several reforms that laid the foundation for the Achaemenid Empire's long-lasting stability and prosperity. Cyrus divided his empire into provinces called satrapies, each ruled by a governor known as a satrap. This system of decentralized administration, borrowed in part from the Elamites, allowed for efficient governance and tax collection while giving some autonomy to local rulers. To maintain control, Cyrus established a sophisticated communication network, including a postal system and a network of roads, most notably the Royal Road, which facilitated trade and communication across the empire. The Achaemenids, under Cyrus, established a generally liberal rule over their conquered peoples. This approach, combined with the efficient administrative system of satrapies, contributed to the stability and longevity of the empire. Unlike many conquerors before him, Cyrus adopted a policy of tolerance towards the customs and religions of his subjects. He allowed conquered peoples to maintain their own traditions and beliefs, as long as they remained loyal to the empire and paid their taxes. This policy of respect and inclusion fostered stability and cooperation within the diverse empire. Cyrus's approach to governance differed significantly from the more oppressive policies of previous empires like the Assyrians and Babylonians. He saw himself as a liberator rather than a conqueror, and his policies reflected this philosophy. This unique approach, combined with his military prowess, contributed to the rapid expansion and consolidation of the Achaemenid Empire. One of Cyrus's most enduring legacies is the Cyrus cylinder, a clay cylinder inscribed with a declaration in Akkadian cuneiform script. This document, often considered the world's first charter of human rights, proclaimed Cyrus's commitment to religious freedom, racial equality, and the abolition of slavery. The Cyrus cylinder stands as a testament to Cyrus's vision of a just and inclusive society. The Cyrus cylinder has had a lasting impact on the development of human rights and continues to be relevant in modern times. A replica of the cylinder is displayed at the United Nations in New York, serving as a reminder of the importance of tolerance, respect, and freedom for all people. However, modern historians caution against this interpretation as a charter of human rights. Rather than a universal declaration of rights, the text is primarily a political document crafted to legitimize Cyrus's rule over Babylon. It portrays him as a divinely chosen liberator, emphasizing his restoration of temples and return of displaced peoples as acts of piety and rightful kingship under the favor of Marduk, Babylon's chief deity. While the cylinder does promote religious tolerance and policies of restoration, its purpose was rooted in political and religious propaganda rather than a statement of universal human rights in the modern sense. Cyrus the Great died in 530 BCE while on a military campaign against the Massagetae, a nomadic tribe in Central Asia. He left behind a vast and prosperous empire that stretched from the Aegean Sea to the Indus River, encompassing a diverse array of cultures and peoples. His legacy as a brilliant military leader, a wise administrator, and a benevolent ruler continues to inspire admiration and respect to this day. His tomb at Pasargadae remains a place of pilgrimage for Iranians and visitors from around the world. It is one of the key Iranian UNESCO World Heritage Sites, as part of the archaeological site of Pasargadae. During Nowruz, the Persian New Year, celebrations are held annually around the tomb by Iranians which gather from all around the country. Iranians respect Cyrus the Great as the founder of Iran and the Persian Empire. Cyrus's tomb at Pasargadae is a remarkable structure made of limestone, consisting of a quadrangular base with a series of smaller levels culminating in an edifice with an arched roof. Inside, Cyrus was laid to rest in a golden coffin. Above the tomb was inscribed, "Mortals, I am Cyrus, son of Cambyses, founder of the Persian monarchy and sovereign of Asia, grudge me not therefore this monument." Cyrus's influence extended far beyond his own time. His policies of tolerance and respect for diversity served as a model for later empires, including Alexander the Great's Hellenistic Empire and the Roman Empire. His vision of human rights, as articulated in the Cyrus Cylinder, continues to resonate in modern times, inspiring movements for freedom and equality across the globe. His legacy of religious tolerance, particularly his liberation of the Babylonian Jews and his support for the rebuilding of the Temple in Jerusalem, had a profound impact on Jewish history. Cyrus the Great's reign marked a golden age for the Achaemenid Empire. He laid the foundation for an empire that would flourish under his successors, Cambyses II and Darius I. His conquests, his administrative reforms, and his unique approach to governance shaped the course of history in the ancient Near East and beyond. The Achaemenid Empire, built on the principles of tolerance, efficiency, and respect for diversity, would continue to expand and prosper under the leadership of future emperors. In our next episode, we will explore the tumultuous reign of Cambyses II, his conquest of Egypt, and the intrigue surrounding the false Smyrdes, followed by the rise of Darius I. We'll delve into their military campaigns, the political upheavals of the period, and the reforms that helped solidify the Achaemenid Empire's power. Stay tuned for more fascinating stories from the ancient world.